Am I on now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to call this meeting to order of the Hardeeville City Rec, my mind just went blank, Advisory Commission.
Recreation Advisory Commission.
Oh, my gosh, it's just been a month since we met. Just really quick, as we're opening up, want to thank Jennifer for walkthrough today. Lynn and I got to take of the new complex. I don't want to call it anything I shouldn't call it. So
It's the Recreation Center.
so I'll just
Incredible.
That
Yeah,
is the
it
approved
is.
name. It's Hardeeville Recreation Center.
It is incredible, and I can't. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to open. Anyway, we'll consider this meeting called to order. Can I get an approval of the agenda?
Do you want to do the invocation and
Oh.
Pledge of Allegiance first? Sorry.
Got so caught up in my. I pledge allegiance.
Oh, okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father, thank you for bringing all of us here today to do your work. Be with us as we make decisions for the city. Be with the people that are building the buildings and the making the improvements to the city's recreational facilities so that they'll be safe and that people will use them. And with this COVID situation, I know a lot of this is difficult, but we are trusting that you will be with us through all this. We ask all these things and thank you for everything. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Now, can I get an approval of the agenda?
Approve. Motion for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll move to public comments. Do we have any, Jennifer?
No, ma'am.
All right, so we're moving down to public presentations.
There are no public presentations, madam.
Okay, so we're moving to old business.
No old business.
Good. So we're moving to presentation and approval of the December 14th, 2020 minutes.
Yes.
Does anybody have any discussion about the minutes? No?
No.
Anybody on the phone have any discussion?
Kathy, Vicky?
Okay. Thank you. So can I get a motion to approve or disapprove?
Motion for approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, moving to new business.
Okay, short and sweet. It is a huge day in Hardeeville. Well, definitely for me. I felt like sometimes I have had to beg, plead to get staffing. Council heard us, and we were authorized a full-time position for the Recreation Center. So we did a national search. Took us a little over 2 months to go through the whole process. Some of you were definitely involved with that process, interviews and all of that. And Hugo is now here with us. So we're very excited to have him. He started last week and he has hit the ground running. I cannot be more pleased. He's very eager, willing to work with the community, do a lot of new programming at the rec center. So he's very excited. Kevin, I've told him you'll be his new best friend. So we're going to get Kevin back on board in Parks and Rec one day. But without further ado, I'm going to allow him to come up to the podium and just give an introduction of himself. We're very excited to have him.
I'm going to slide this down just a little bit because I feel like I'm talking.
Yeah, you're
to
fine. It's hard to understand with him on.
Thank you, Jennifer, and I'm excited to be part of your team, Jen, and I couldn't be more happier to be here in Hardeeville, South Carolina. It's an honor to open up a brand new facility, state-of-the-art facility that we're going to have right here in Hardeeville, and I couldn't be more excited to be here. And I'm ready to get going. I'm very eager to work with each of our advisory council members here tonight, council, the mayor's office, administration here at City Hall. So my passion is recreation. I don't know if you guys read the article about me in the newspaper. If you did, just a brief bio to introduce myself. My name's Hugo Montenegro. I grew up in a small town in Montgomery County, Georgia, nearby Delia, where all the onions, those delicious onions come from. 1999 graduate of Georgia Southern University in Statesboro, Georgia, with an emphasis in recreation administration. My father is a retired recreation director. So I grew up in the industry with my dad, helping out on the weekends with softball leagues and playing sports. So my passion is in recreation. I spent the last 11 years in senior services with Palm Beach County. I was with Palm Beach County for a total of 17 years, 6 in Parks and Recreation, and then the last 11 in senior services. Basically, my role there was to manage 3 of our senior centers and work with the full-time staff there to bring in programs and things like that. So even though I was not technically in recreation, I was still conducting programming and working with our senior population. And I look forward to bringing that knowledge over here to Hardeeville, because I know that's part of Jen's and ours focus. We talked about that today at lunch. And I'm just excited to be here. I'm looking forward to working with, like I said, each and every one of you. Anything I can do, by all means, just give me a shout, and vice versa. You know, I just look forward to working with everybody here and being the focal point here in Hardeeville. I want that center to be the focal point for the community, all ages. We're going to, you know, knock it out of the park with programs, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Good to be here.
Yes, very glad. Can you hear me on that, Kathy? Very glad to have staff. Right. Hugo will also be handling all the part-timers. That'll be managing with him the rec center as well. So that's something that's in his repertoire that's coming. He's got quite a bit of work ahead of him in the next couple of months, because we'll be opening very soon. So yeah, we're very, very excited to have him. So okay, the next new business is the review of the 2020 annual goals. If you all remember, they are attached. I think they're on second or third page of your packet, third page. We went through this process a little over a year ago, and we prioritized what we thought was going to be our priorities and goals that we wanted to try and work towards. Of course, we also have goals from council that we work through. We are doing that as well. So technically, as I've told you all many times, I have several different bosses, but we want to make sure that we're meeting all those goals. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, so you know where we're at with these goals, and we'll probably carry these into 2021, 22. Tomorrow is our annual retreat with council, so as soon as I know what their goals are, we'll start back with you all as well. But the safety maintenance improvements of Richard Gray, that was our #1 priority and goal, and we are currently working through that. We have received 2 staff. Bill is now over that area, so he's handling that. And we also have 1 open position right now, full-time. So we're working towards making that a reality. So it's, we're also doing a lot of the enhancement with the Richard Gray Master Plan. We'll be going in front of council next council meeting, which I believe is the 21st, for another park improvement, safety improvement. For those that are at the turf field, you see the condition of the fence. That's going to be replaced. So hopefully council will approve us to move forward with that. So we're continuing to do that. All of the programs and events that we're doing down there, anything to do with safety, the maintenance, we're doing checks and double checks. Got some new equipment as well. So COVID kind of helped us a little bit, but priority 1, we've definitely put that emphasis in. So we'll continue to do that. Priority 2 was the Recreation Center programs and events. We've worked through quite a bit of that. We are also working with the YMCA, just so you all know. And of course now Hugo is here, and Brittany, who is our programs and events manager. Now that Hugo's here, all of us will be meeting together to start to formalize and put those plans in place. Of course, we're going to have some challenges with COVID, having so many people in the building and all that, but we're going to work through it. We are definitely ready to get back. And I hope at some point in 2021, we'll be able to bring back some of our larger events. I don't know how it's going to move. We'll just have to see how COVID, now that a lot of folks are doing the vaccines, maybe that'll help with the numbers. I'm not sure, but we definitely miss it. So working through the adequate staffing operational plan, that's something that Hugo's going to be working on. He's already working on his plan of action right now, so we are well within our goals in that area. And then finding better ways to engage and market to everyone in the community. Tomorrow, just an update, we are, well, I'm not, Kendall On behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department, it's a partnership. We'll be going in front of ATAX to solicit for a marketing plan of the center. So if you all remember, we had the interns show you what our marketing plan was. They presented it to you all back in maybe July or August. That's the same plan that we're taking to ATAX and hope that we'll get about $20,000 to $25,000 to be able to do that, so we can get that off and rolling.
So you are working with the chamber
Yes,
to do that?
it is a
Okay.
partnership. I just won't be able to be here to present because we'll be at the retreat tomorrow. So, done. We can check that off as well. We're still working towards that. And that does cover a lot of the media outlets, sponsorships through it, where you see the sponsored events on Facebook. It also deals with mass mailers, especially through the post office, that kind of stuff, because people still,
Yeah.
need that physical connection. And then also doing some stuff with the paper as well. And then I think we're going to work towards doing a massive newsletter. Right now, we do try and send them out, but it's just not reaching enough. People are getting it and they're forwarding it, but it's not reaching who we need it to reach. So we're working with a company, provided we get funding for it. Priority 3 is East Argent. We are moving forward. We have not, we have to get approval first before we release an RFP for a master plan. But this year, what we're doing, and this is part of the goals from council as well, was to go ahead and spend about $50,000 this year, and that includes doing the fire lines, doing a timber plan, and then doing a live burn out there. So all that will be done before the end of this fiscal year, which would be June 30th. So here in the next couple of weeks, we'll start that. And then priority 4 is Millstone Landing. Unfortunately, the money that we had put in towards Millstone Landing was cut out of our budget. So we'll continue to keep it up, in front as best we can. And then, of course, priority 5 is the trail system, which is one of the major goals for council. So we are definitely where we need to be with the trail system. There is a group that is back here that has purchased some land, which is now public information. So we're partnering with them to create one of our first trails in the back. So we've also put in for some grants for that as well, and that's part of the community plan if you go back to the Alta bike trail plan. So it'll be very exciting when that gets up and rolling. So we're definitely where we need to be. We still have a little bit of room to grow in some areas for sure, especially with the trails and Millstone. But hopefully East Argent will be able to plan this budget year and see that it makes it through. We just won't know until tomorrow and see exactly what our priorities from council will be. But I just wanted to give you all an update on all of that. And if you feel that we need to update it, make some changes based on what council comes back to, then we'll bring that back to you. But yeah, I just wanted to give you all an update on that.
So they haven't done anything with the safety and security at Millstone? I mean, nothing's been done.
Not safety and security at Millstone. We did do safety and security here at the complex. For those that are at the complex quite a bit, you'll see now that there's security cameras that are up. Probably in the next month or two, I know that police chief is working on that with Hargray, and IT is getting all that stuff formalized. But as far as the security stuff, we just have the gate locked on the grass, and that's it. So we were down there today, and you can still see where people go down, and they're doing their donuts and
Yeah, it's
throwing grass.
I'm working really hard down there, and I don't mean anything by this, but I didn't mean to cut you off, but sorry. But with Millstone Landing, I'm working really hard with the people on Perrysburg Road because we have such a terrible, terrible problem with ATVs and four-wheelers, and that's what they're doing is they're going down there and they're really tearing it up.
Yep.
I've spoken with Harry about it because part of Perrysburg Road is unincorporated, but Harry's still been really good about coming out, checking it out, working. He worked with Sheriff Malfress for us, so I'm hoping. In fact, I got to email him to get another meeting with the new sheriff because most of the police have been really good about coming out, and a lot of the people have been really good about calling the police on the four-wheelers and the dirt bikes, but you still have that pocket of people that are, well, I have my grandkids, what am I supposed to do? They're not street legal.
Yeah.
And then you still have the pocket of police officers, which most have been really good about it. But we still have a pocket of people who will sit there and say, frankly, I'm getting tired of these phone calls. And I'm going, well, frankly, I'm getting tired of calling, so would you please come out here and
so it's mostly kids.
no, believe it
It's
or not,
not?
they're
Okay.
adults. I hate to say it, but they're mostly adults.
Wow, okay.
So,
Kids I can understand, but
right, but no, majority of them, believe it or
adults
not.
tearing it up.
But I am-
don't get
They
it.
are.
working-
They're
and most
down
of
there.
them-
They're drinking.
Believe it or
and,
not, most of them are coming down, and it's gonna sound weird, but most of them are coming down off of Old Charleston Road. We seem to have a big problem there. So I'm working really hard to get the people on Perrysburg Road, because they'll complain about it, and they'll call me.
Yeah, like an active community watch.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're there, I've not called the police. Okay, I just hate to do that. I'm pretty sure the police have my name like, embedded in their head, but I have no problem with it because they're tearing up
Yeah.
the road, they're tearing up the gravel in
Yeah.
Millstone and stuff, so I have no problem. But I'm working really, really hard diligently for Perrysburg Road residents to just call and report it. So,
Yeah, they're gonna have to fence it. I mean, it's gonna keep going on until they do something about it.
so, but
Yeah, I would love to have a master plan for that area. I know they tried a couple years back, and I don't think it was ever approved. But we'll see definitely what council says, but we can definitely, try and get maybe a committee or something that helps. We can also maybe work with the Marine Rescue Squad, seeing if we can, try and build that partnership up and see if we can figure it. Because, I mean, even the lights, we asked for all that stuff to be put back into the budget. And it was taken out of the budget. The thing about Parks and Rec, as much as I wish we could do everything that we wanted, we really have to prioritize what we do. 1 year we might get this, and next year we get that. And especially if you've been down there and seen the little crossover bridge that's there, it's falling. It's not
Oh,
ours. The
gosh.
pavilion that's out there, it's on our property. It needs to be removed. It's a safety issue. So I'm gonna put that as a star that maybe we need to move up and make some changes for.
Yeah, somebody's gonna end up getting
21,
hurt out
22.
there. And then they'll have to do something then, but.
True, very true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that we want to try and rearrange, or is everyone pretty comfortable with this? I know we can always add on to some other things, or do you all want to go through the whole gamut of doing the goals like we did before? Because that took us a while to get through, but I was very proud that everyone got through it and we were able to come up with some real identifiable goals.
Well, honestly, with this COVID and not being able to really use things, it makes it hard I think once things open up and we know, oh, this isn't working, this is.
Right.
But because everything's been so shut down and we're not having the events and
Right.
it's just really hard to gauge what we need to do.
Okay.
And maybe it is a good time to focus on making things secure and safe and whatever while we're waiting to open things up.
Okay.
But it's going to be really hard for us to make changes, I would think, until things are being used
Yeah.
like they should.
It is, like I said, and we're not done with every single goal that's on here. If we were there, I would tell you it's time to do another one. But a lot of the goals can be carried over. They can be even carried over into 2 or 3 year plans. But I'm very confident with the majority of the stuff on here that we'll be able to get within the next couple of years. There's always a time to take pause and figure out, let's X this or move this. But we can keep what we have, especially during COVID, and then just add some focus areas, maybe for Millstone, creating like a committee or something,
Yeah.
and seeing if we can get that rolling. At least that's what I'm hearing. Is everyone
Yeah.
kind of agreeing with? Okay. Alrighty. That's the only update I have for new business.
Okay. And so we'll move down to the director's report.
Yes, not a whole lot to report. This is the time of the year where we get to breathe a little bit. Coming off from December, it was a complete blur. We did toys and all kinds of stuff, and tree lighting and wreaths across America, which is absolutely beautiful. Kathy is on the phone. Her and her husband did a wonderful job. We were very blessed to be a part of that. So cannot wait for next year. It's something that's, very close to me, being from a military family, so has quite a bit of meaning, and I'm glad that they were able to make it happen here in Hardeeville. So we were involved with that. Tons of stuff that we were involved in, so January is pretty quiet for us. So we did do our updates as far as our dates. Everyone approved that. And then we just have a little bit of a review of all the things that we did in this crazy year, COVID. And I am very, very proud of our department. It was very quick in COVID reality that we needed to figure out different ways of bringing programming, staying in contact with the community, and we were able to do that. We brought Lenny on board, so a lot of folks did some reading with Lenny. That was a lot of fun. Even our Easter egg hunt, we figured out a way to still do it. We did it virtually, and it was very successful. There was the unfortunate tornado that went through Hampton County, and we were able to help with that. That was a huge undertaking. The Earth Day, we did that as well. The whole program got canceled, but Brittany and I still went out and participated, and we'll probably try and do something again this year. That is something that is easy to do, COVID friendly. You just send out people in different groups, in small groups. We did have interns even through the COVID. We were able to do them. We actually have one new intern that started today. We didn't get her into the agenda, so you'll get to meet her in February. Probably before then if you're in and about, but Jordan is from Georgia Southern. And of course, the big thing that we've been doing is the landscape changes at the complex. We've added the beautiful new playground. And for the public that is out there, we've had a few folks that have called and asked about the basketball. The unfortunate thing with the basketball is that we have to have 3 days of 0 rain and certain temperature levels before we can fix what happened. So we painted everything, and then somebody came in and walked on the fresh paint. So that is not good. But that's the good thing about it is that the company is going to make those changes to fix it. So if you've been out there, you see some of the lines are down. It looks really, really good. The fencing went up. Oddly enough, it took 2 days. Wonderful fencing company, JDH, I think, out of Savannah. So that was it was wonderful. So that is up. We'll be still doing the drainage system on that. And of course, the dog park is open. It's completed. And that's been open for a little over a month, I would say. So we are planning like a ribbon cutting, all that stuff. It'll probably be in the spring when it's a little bit warmer, and we're hoping that some of the restrictions will be lifted so we can do a larger gathering. But we are going to do something, and then we will be programming even the dog park. So that'll be a lot of fun. So anyway, like I said, there was a lot of different things that we did. We also did.
So we're not planning anything for January and February?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Nope, not as of right now. And we are meeting, it's going to be too cold. It really is. It's, you want kids to come out and play on the playground and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. We also did our first P3 program, which is a really neat program where we get in, we take the parks to the playgrounds all around, or excuse me, not take the parks to the playgrounds. We take the playground and parks to the neighborhoods. COVID has kind of put a damper on that, but we do have a new community resource officer, so we're very excited to be working with them and going to some HOA meetings and all that stuff to see where we can start implementing this and possibly working with the school. It's a really, really good program. It's just bringing PE, fun, parks, all that stuff to places where, anywhere, parking lot, kids don't even, think about playing there, so. Of course, we did all the school supplies. That was a little adventurous. That was our first, how are we going to make this work when COVID. Sun City did not disappoint. They did wonderful. We also got a lot from the community that helped donate. We did our drive-through trunk or treat. For those that were there, that was a lot of fun. It was nonstop from, I believe they started lining up at about 4:30 all the way till, 8:30 at night, it felt like. Yeah, and then of course we did a lot of the drive-in movies, and then we lit our Christmas tree as well. So we were able to do a lot of programming, just in a little bit of a different way. And our social media, we focused a lot on that. We've brought some of our numbers up with social media. But looking forward to this year, we're hoping to bring back the fishing rodeo, hoping that we'll be able to do that. All the programs that we were not able to do, cross our fingers. Festival on Main is scheduled in October, so we'll just have to see how this COVID thing plays out. But we're definitely looking forward to it. get our calendar up and done. Yeah, and then of course the rec center is the next big thing. For those that went through the walkthrough, Bobbitt is doing an amazing job. As much as I wish it was going to open tomorrow, it's just not a reality. They've had some setbacks, especially with COVID. We just got a shipment of the bricks that were in. There was a delay. It was almost 2 or 3 week delay on that. So, but we have new crew that's down there, Chris, and they're doing a fantastic job. So it won't be long before we're in there.
Do they kind of have an idea?
Well, we have to take all that stuff to council, and council has to approve it. But probably, I would say, I think we're all supposed to be dried in by the end of this month. So that's about 2.5 weeks away. By the end of February, we should more or less be getting ready to start moving some things in, depending if we get a CO and all of that stuff. And then after that, it would be March, April timeframe, because you always have to give yourself about 30 days out just to check to make sure everything's good to go. So I'd probably say right around April timeframe, which works because, again, we're in the middle of COVID. There are restrictions that are still in place, executive orders. But I won't know that all specifically until it's signed off and council agrees to everything, which I have no doubt that they won't do. So, but it's coming along very good. So I'm very excited. But other than that, that's all I have.
How much did you actually collect for the silver sleigh? How did that work out?
As far as toys?
Yeah, toys and.
Oh my goodness. I think we calculated it was almost like 40 to 50,000 different items. We were able to give 2 presents to all of the elementary school kids. We wrapped 1 gift and then gave 1 gift that was not. We were also able to fill, we gave Hilton Head Lakes, I think, donated a little over 3,000, I believe. It was 315, I think, 312, 15, something like that. So they got all of those. And then we also partnered with Margaritaville, and we were able to give like little makeup kits and all that. So for me, it was the largest one that we had ever done. So it was massive. Everyone came together. It was phenomenal. So we hope to make it bigger and better next year. Definitely need volunteers. It was very hard this year without the volunteers.
Yeah, with COVID.
We made the best that we could. It was very stressful, but different locations. It was kind of like you got to pick up and got to go. But having those volunteers come in, they really do make a difference. And that's another thing that we're working on too, is increasing our volunteerism, making sure that we're at our events and all that kind of stuff too. So, yeah. So I don't know the exact number. I think we're going to have to figure out a way to start counting the exact numbers. But it was exactly, I think it was 1 large truck full, which is the big, it's not a dump truck, it's like a dump trailer. We filled that thing up, and then every single vehicle that we had was completely full, just coming through Sun City. It was crazy. It was a sight to behold. So, for anyone that was out there and saw it. Yeah, so really, really good participation. This is the first year that we saw partnerships from all of the 3 main, Margaritaville, Hilton Head Lakes, and Sun City. All of them came together, so it was pretty cool. We've been trying, but this year it finally all came together, so it was really exciting to be a part of that.
Well, now we got the hang of it.
Right? only better, bigger and better. And then Latitude Lakes, I always forget. I'm sorry. I always include them in with Margaritaville. You're more or less Margaritaville. Yeah, they're more or less Margaritaville. But yeah, Latitude Lakes also helped. They all got together, and that was quite a bit of fun. I really enjoyed that. That was like a one-stop shop. So everyone brought their stuff up there, and it was a lot easier for us just to pick everything up. And it was a lot of fun. And Santa was out there dancing and having a good old time. So we had a lot of fun doing that. So.
Okay. So does anyone have anything? I guess I can start with the phone people. Kathy or
Questions, comments, concerns?
Vicky, any questions or concerns or comments?
The rec center, is that like a membership that even if you're a resident that you have to pay for a membership to use it when it opens?
That is the goal. We will have to try and find revenue to be able to help offset operating costs, but what we will do is we'll have, Hugo's gonna be working on that. I've already prepared some stuff together, and what we'll do is we'll bring all that to our council, and council will set those fees. The Parks and Recreation Department does not set fees. That is strictly on council to do, but that is typically what most places do, is they have a membership rate. And if y'all remember, we had the resident, non-resident rate. That was, over, maybe 2 years ago, I think, that we did that. So it does establish that those that are residents of Hardeeville will get a reduced rate, and those that are not, that don't live and pay taxes to the city, are, they're paying more because, of the tax rate and stuff. So, yes, it's just, we'll have to take it in front of council and see what council wants us to do. But that will be the goal, is to do membership-based.
But isn't it also like need-based? I mean, there's gotta be some people that aren't gonna be able to afford it.
There's some parts of it that I'm sure that we will probably work through. There's also scholarship programs that we do. And the scholarship program, like when we have summer day camps, we also do some through our soccer program. If there's parents that can't afford it, we have to look through and see how we can find some scholarship programs to do that. And usually it's people in the public that will help cover a membership. And those fees, just so you know, in comparison, they're pretty insignificant. Like basketball, we might end up doing that for free, especially for the young kids that come in, as long as they can prove that they're residents. They'll be able to come in and do some time to play ball, and there's no charge for that. The fitness center, all that stuff, that will probably be a charge, for sure. I don't know that we'll do a reduced fee for that, but again, it's what we present to council and see what they say, but I'm sure that if there's anyone that is in need, we'll definitely work with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else from?
Kathy, you got anything?
Okay. Landon,
Guys are so quiet.
Kevin?
It's like the Jen show. She just talks and talks. I'm like, not COVID. Dry.
All right,
mouth.
nobody
Talk too
else
much.
has anything? Okay, so the next meeting is February 8th on a Monday at 5:30. So we'll all need to plan to be there. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
First.
Second.
All right. I'm assuming if you want to go, you'll get up and move.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Landon, go watch football.
Yeah.